Hello, I'm a student from Boston University and I did a research project on the topic Evaluation and Suggestions for Hospitals' Inpatient Food Services, which is based on a case study of Brigham's and Women's Hospital. The food catering is an important aspect of many healthcare systems. Drastic improvements in the last 2 decades, especially with the help of technology, has helped food catering system develop. Hospitals have been striving to satisfy patients' nutritional goals as well as their appetites. This is a developing area for many health institutes. So why is this important? Why do we care about this? According to an article, more than 2/3 of inpatients didn't meet the recommended nutritional goal. The in-hospital food is even compared to in-flight foods, which doesn't have a good name. This means that serving special and vulnerable customers is very special and is very important. This impacts patients' physical and spiritual well-beings. So now let's take a look at Brigham's and Women's Hospital's inpatient food catering. Brigham's and Women's Hospital, which stands short for BWH, is one of the best hospitals in Massachusetts. It has more than 700 inpatients, so this will serve as a good case study. I volunteered in BWH for more than half a year, so I have been in contact with many food servicing staffs. So in this presentation, I'm going to show you in a clear pattern that how Brigham's and Women's Hospital has developed a good system and the 3 aspects that they need alteration on. So according to this, they already have a very good a very smooth system working. They have good kitchens, they have good call center, and they have very good uniforms. But the other 3 aspects they still need improvement on, which is the ordering system, the food quality, and the feedback system. And I'll go over the details on how they can improve. BWH has developed a smooth food catering system. The existing system serves as a founding stock for future improvements. So the first aspect would be their kitchen. They have 3 kitchens located in the 3 main inpatient areas, which is 3 buildings, Towers, Connors, and Shapiro buildings. This enables them to have a fast delivery rate because the kitchens are very close to the patient's wards. And also, kitchens are also fully equipped with computers as early as 2002. This enables them to have a clear and retraceable history of food ordering systems. And it also decreases the chances for mistakes. This they've been doing good. And the second aspect would be their call center. Patients call from their wards to a call center, which will take their orders and then send their orders to each kitchen. This is the call center receives the order first and then the kitchen second. The kitchens don't communicate directly with the patients, which is a plus because kitchen staffs could be distracted when they're preparing food and also talking to patients. And also, the third party, which is the call center, enables nutritionists a chance to check their meal competencies. And the third aspect would be uniforms. Staffs wear uniforms all the time on duty and even just in hospitals in general. This indicates their on-duty status, which is very clear for patients and their family members. Also, there is a reserved elevator for all kitchen staffs so that they can always ensure that they have an elevator waiting for their food to be delivered in time. But now we're now going to talk about some improvements for BWH food catering system. With increasing menu options like kosher, vegan, vegetarian, blend, and etc., the ordering system needs some change to ensure that the increasing varieties won't mess up the system. This will ensure higher accuracy even with increased variety. So now I'm going to talk about the first aspect of the ordering system. So according to a research done by Silverman, there are 3 special features that can be added to BWH's food catering system. The first one would be the debit card payment option. This is different from what they're already doing, which is a billing at the end of the stay. Debit card system definitely enables patients to pay faster, and it's just more efficient overall and more convenient for the patients, definitely. And the second aspect would be adding a home meal option for the patients who have families in town or nearby, so that they can cook food at home and bring it to the ward directly instead of eating inpatient foods all the time. And the third option would be self-serving food or drink kiosks. This can be only suitable for some departments, like for patients who are able to move freely by themselves or even with the help. And the second aspect would be adding visual details to the menu. A problem with the current menu, which is this one here that they have for all patients, is that patients are unable to visualize what the food they're getting. They can't imagine what the food looks like, and so that they cannot decide what to eat. This is very insufficient info for most patients, and this can indicate unwanted emotions, according to Nathani's research. So a suggestion would be adding visualization of the food, simply. If budget allows, they can add electronics that can display the features of the food, a picture of the food, simply, so that patients can decide more readily. Now the next aspect would be adding more flexible options in menu ordering. This is based on Hartwell's research, and you can see here in the picture there are 3 portion sizes, and patients sometimes don't know what portion size you're going to serve them, so that they don't know if they're going to finish the food or not. This is very important for food waste and consumption rates for patients. And in Hartwell's study, he compared 2 existing hospital catering systems, which one of them is bulk trolley, which is different from what BWH is already doing. It's pre-made food in a trolley, and then the catering staff would roll the trolley to each ward, so that each patient can select what they would eat directly to the staff. And this is very different from BWH, of course, because the system they're using is plated, according to Hartwell's research. Plated is a system that makes fresh, made-to-order food in a plate, and the catering staff would deliver the plate to each ward, which is exactly what BWH is doing. But according to Hartwell's research, bulk trolley has a higher satisfaction rate. This is most likely because of the patients are free to communicate with the kitchen staff, and they're free to choose how much they want to eat, which is the portion size. And this can definitely reduce food waste and increase consumption rates. So now, once the ordering system has been improved, patients are able to have more flexibility in their choosing food. And now we can talk about improving food quality. Patients' ability to finish their food is directly impacted by how the food tastes. So now I'm going to talk about the first aspect of how to change the food quality. So the first thing would be changing the color of the food tray, simply. Although this seems trivial, but it can definitely impact how patients consume their food. So in this research paper, what Dara wrote, she talked about how factors can impact food consumption in different aspects. So in her section, colors, she said, for example, food on white trays are more flavorful than food on black trays to the patients. And black tray is exactly what BWH is using at their food tray color. And also, red is a no color for them because it has an underlying message that indicates danger and avoidance. So a suggestion for me to BWH would simply be change the food tray from black to a lighter color, which can be light blue, as it shows here, and also light pink. Now here's the second suggestion on how to change the food quality, which is changing the sizes of the serveware. And this is mentioned in the section Shape and Surface Area, also in Wadero's research. The size of the utensil seems to affect the amount of food consumed mindlessly of the consumers. Patients who have regularly lower intake amounts than recommended values can change their servewares to larger sizes by the food catering system so that they could eat more food without knowing it. This can help patients have a higher consume rate and also reduce food waste. So now, finishing with food quality, we're now going to talk about the last aspect that BWH can change, which is the feedback system. It needs improvement because it can help patients express their opinions more freely and anonymously. And with improvements of the ordering system and the quality of food, two of the most well-known imperfections in food catering system, the feedback system can help measure how their improvement are. So now I'm going to talk about 3 aspects of how to improve the feedback system. The first one would be evaluating new features that they've added recently. This is written by Capras' research paper, and in this research paper, he talked about a new model, which has the name of ACHFPSQ, long name, but this model evaluates how changes are objectively, because it is independent of what each hospital's ordering system, the menus, and the delivery system, so that it can measure the aspects without knowing or relating to each hospital's specific of the food catering line. So this model of questionnaire can help BWH evaluate their new added features without being too subjective. Now here's the second aspect of how to improve the feedback system, which is detecting flaws in the menus specifically. This model is developed by a researcher named Hannah Jones, and in his research, this model is called MAT, and it detects specific flaws in menus especially. This is a more complicated questionnaire than just doing on-paper questions. This involves one-on-one interviews by a third party, preferably not the food catering staffs, with the patient. Not facing the food catering staff can actually help the patients express their ideas because they don't have to feel embarrassed saying something bad about them. And this model can be done randomly with random patients and in random times, or even periodically. 3 times or even 2 times each year is already sufficient. Then the third aspect would be to collect rapid feedbacks. This is not done in BWH yet because what they're doing now is collecting feedbacks on the last day of stay from the patients. Actually, this is not an ideal model for good feedback because patients may already forgotten what they had experienced in the 10 or 20 days of stay. So more rapid feedback would be needed. The benefits of rapid feedback is that there's more idea exchanges. So if BWH can just slip a small slip of paper under the tray or even develop it electronically so that each patient can complete a very short, maybe 1 or 2 questionnaire after each meal so that the food catering system can collect rapid feedback to evaluate how they're doing and change on it, improve on it immediately. Because they don't have to face the food catering staff directly, they can just write on the paper without having the idea that somebody is going to see it. The patients won't even have the need or urge to fake their ratings. So that's all for the improvements on the feedback system. So the constant strive for improvement is essential for patient experience enhancement in all hospitals. According to BWH's model, there are 3 aspects to improve on, but this can be generalized to other hospitals all over the world. And my research could possibly help hospitals to examine their current system and take what they need from our research, or even other suggestions. And the food services can directly impact the health and well-being of patients, so this is very important research and people should pay more attention to it. And most importantly, not only improvement in food catering system can help improve patients' health and well-being, it can also shorten the recovery time in many hospitals. With higher recovery rates, health institutes can have a better name and be a better institution and serve as a model for other hospitals. Thank you for listening. That's all of my presentation of today, and hope everybody here can do good in your health and well-being field. Thank you.